Today, we're diving into what this podcast is all about: road tripping, spending quality time with our pets, and finding that positive spark in everyday life. So come along and join us on this adventure. The Positive Journey begins now. Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Positive Journey. I'm Denny.
And I'm Dan. So we're so excited to kick off this adventure with you. We're talking about future travels, how to keep our furry friends happy on the road, and making every day an adventure with them.
Yeah, and it is an adventure. It's interesting when we take Apollo with us anywhere for a ride, just to see his reactions and how excited he gets when he gets to even get out of the car, go for a walk, or get some strange different smells going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So let me let me ask you, Dan, of all the trips we've taken in our time together,
Mm-hmm.
what is your favorite? Which one stands out to you as your favorite trip?
Oh, geez. There's so many. Um, well, I mean, we've done some with and without the dog, but with the dog, I suppose, just going to the local park, because it's not that far, but he gets so excited when we go there.
Yeah.
He jumps out and wants to run around
Oh,
and
good
sniff
God! Yeah,
everything.
he does. He he even likes going down by the river
Yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
yeah. He does. Yes, he does.
I'd have to say with him, probably one of my favorite road trips with him would probably have to be when um when we went out to Muskingham
Yeah, yeah.
and letting him get down there and walk around the park there a little bit. That was fun. That would have been even more fun if a boat would have been going through at that time.
Yeah, well, Muskingham is the old locks. For those that may not know, the old wooden uh, locks and dams, that they have to crank shut.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just fascinating to see that local history for
It
sure.
is. It is, and it's really even more interesting in seeing how some different areas are with preserving history.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, you walk around even in this area here. I guess more Columbiana County, and they don't really preserve the locks and the canal system.
No, mm-mm,
They don't.
no. Well, I mean, Sandy Beaver was privatized, so I think a lot of it, when it got sold off, ended being up on people's personal property. However, the ones in the park, they really should do better to take care of it. The
Yeah.
whole, well, if we touch it, we messed up historical accuracy, but if you let it fall in, we got nothing to look at anyway. So, I mean, do your due
Yeah.
diligence, preserve
Yeah.
what we have.
And I mean, there's nothing you're going to be able to do short of putting it back out in the water like it was back in the days when the canal system was being used
Yeah.
to keep people from putting graffiti on things. I mean, you're not going to stop that. That's going to happen.
Right, right.
But okay, then without the dog, what is your favorite road trip?
Oh, geez, without the dog. Probably some nerd, so probably when we went to, oh, what was the name of that village we went to? Not Schoenbrunn. They had the yeah, it's my favorite. I can't remember. They had the like where the milk ran down the little things.
Oh, Zora Village.
Yes, Zor was, and it's close to us. But yeah, that
Yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
fascinating learning that history.
I have to say, mine would probably be Roscoe.
Roscoe was
when,
nice.
when we went there, because we got to go on a canal boat there, the
Yeah.
Monticello 3,
Yeah.
and they even have a replica of a canal boat
Yeah.
in the village there.
Yeah.
Plus seeing all the different sites. Now, granted, you had to pay a membership or something to get in some of the stuff they had there in the village. But even going in the general store and seeing the stuff they offer and everything there, that was nice.
I just think that's how they. It's interesting to me to see how they got goods and stuff transported from one end of the state to the other, or leaving the state via the canals to get on a river to go somewhere else. I mean, just the ingenuity of people back, in the 17 and 1800s to make this happen is phenomenal.
Well, that's why I think when we went to Zor Village, that was a good learning experience there because now, unless it was different back then, the distance they are from the river there,
Yeah.
or where the canal would have been there.
Well, the canal ran through Zor.
Yeah, but it was further back behind where the milk and that was.
Oh, yeah.
It?
Well, yeah.
I mean, and you had to get this stuff that you were transporting it via the canal.
Yeah.
Down to
probably horse and carriage or donkey or something. So this was, for those who don't know, this was a German Swiss kind of commune. Like everybody, lived and had a job to do. There was the baker. There was a person that dished out, and made soap. There was, whatever. Everybody had a job to do. And it was just fascinating how they lived in total socialism, really.
And you learn a lot going to places like that
and
taking the tour and everything. That was well worth the trip there.
Yeah.
So you're from Ohio originally.
Yeah.
And I've said before, I'm sort of a transplant here.
Mm-hmm.
What to you, being from this state, is the one thing, as we're coming close to planning summer vacations and trips like that, our vacation time is even coming up pretty soon in June.
Yeah.
Where would you want to go in Ohio?
Oh man, there's actually a lot of places to go. I mean, there's a lot to do up around Cleveland on the lake. I mean, we could go there. Dayton has the Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum. I've never been, so I would love to go. And of course, I'm a Bewitched fan, and Endora's buried in Dayton, so I would probably totally swing by her grave because that was my show when I was a kid. But yeah, there's a lot to do. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The football museum. I'm not a football fan, but the football museum in Canton. I mean, there's lots to do.
And of them all, probably the one that would be best taking your pet with you would probably be up around the lake. We did take the dogs with us when we went to Ashtabula.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when we went looking for lighthouses.
Yeah.
And that one waterfall up there around Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you got to be careful in certain spots like that because even though they do allow pets, there was a sign there at that waterfall that if your dog is like barking, noisy, disruptive, you'd have to leave the park.
Sure.
But okay, so then where would you thinking of with taking Apollo with us, like we usually are always planning on our road trips? Where would you want to take Apollo and go on for a vacation?
Oh, geez. I mean, anywhere. I mean, I don't think we have to be confined to Ohio. I mean, we live in a tri-state region for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we went and took him to the.
We went down to the New River Gorge.
New River Gorge.
And where was that one pizza shop that we went to after that?
That was phenomenal. Pies and Pints.
Pies and Pines.
Yeah, I think it was. I forget the name of that little town down there.
But it was
far.
south. It was south of the New River.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that far.
No.
It wasn't that far. But oh my god, the best pizza.
Oh yeah. I mean, God. But yeah, we took him down. We took the dogs down there, and they enjoyed their time. But you're so close to a road when you're out walking around. We were worried, because you didn't really have a lot of space to pull off in the one spot we stopped at,
Yeah.
and having to get out and get the dogs out of the car and everything without them
Right.
possibly getting in the middle of the road.
Right. And we like the obscure little places too. I guess you could say we probably like the roadside attractions more than
I
main
would love
events.
to take him and go to the Serpent Mound.
Yeah.
You've been telling me about that Serpent Mound since I moved here, and I would love to see that thing.
Yeah. Just to understand the culture, the reason, and just to see. I mean, when you think about how that was formed hundreds, if not thousands of years ago,
Was it
dug by
last year?
hand.
Was it last year we went to the earthworks
Yeah.
down around
Newark.
Yeah. So this would be like another version of the earthworks.
Absolutely.
I take it but it's just a huge burial mound in the shape.
Well,
of
it's an effigy, so I'm not sure if it's. We'd have to do some research. I don't know that it's burial or if it's just.
And that would probably be
iconic.
pet friendly, wouldn't it?
Oh, it should be. Yeah.
It's out in the middle.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Ohio, for those that don't know, is very rural. I think, if you're not from here, you think of Cleveland and Columbus maybe, and they're pretty big, but everything else is it's just a series of small towns with a couple big towns here and there.
Yeah.
So no matter where you go in Ohio, it's kind of rural.
Yeah.
And we have base henge, and we have corn henge, and we have just weird.
But sometimes it's that kind of stuff that makes the road trip a little
absolutely.
more enjoyable. You see a lot of people that constantly are looking when they're planning their road trips. A lot of people always want to go to like the big theme parks and stuff like that. And it's the stuff like Vase Henge and the Y Bridge. Even though you can't really stop in the middle of it.
You can go to the lookout.
Yeah, you can go to a lookout and get a picture of it. Those are small things that a lot of people don't take into consideration when they're out traveling.
Right.
I mean, and
because they're hitting the big destination point.
Yeah.
This is for those of us that like the obscure, small, naturey wonder.
Not even obscure, small. Just something different and historic.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, like we did Morgan's Trail.
Yeah.
We followed most of that just to really see that this guy walked a shit ton of hundreds of miles for
a shit ton. That is Ohio speak, people.
Yeah, to get conquered and get his ass kicked by people in Salineville, Ohio. So that was pretty cool.
Well, even areas that I don't know how many people know about the the Beaver Park.
Oh, Beaver Creek.
Yeah. But you've got history there.
Oh,
you've got like a replica block sitting up in the middle of the one part of the park, and before you can, or if you take like a back road, to the other end of the park, you got like Pretty Boy Floyd's area where he was taken down.
Yep, and just want to stress that with Pretty Boy Floyd, he was public enemy number one. No one could defeat him but some rednecks in my hometown of East Liverpool. They're the ones that took him down. So just throwing that out there. We're tough.
Just in case that ever comes up in Trivia Pursuit, kids. Oh my. All right, Dan. So, why don't we? When my tongue wants to start working, let's dive into the segment we're going to call pretty much Putz, Pet, Love, and Care. And today, we're sort of looking at spending time with our pets and how important it is to spend time with them.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you take on a pet, And we are probably the extreme, but when you bring a pet into your family, they are your family. You
They
should
are.
treat them as
They
your
are.
family. Now we probably are a little intense, but he brings us a lot of joy and happiness.
Well,
He's our kid.
him and the
Him
cats.
and the
I
cats.
mean, my God, you know, the laying on the couch and what? The one cat's licking my head, giving me a
Yeah.
bath of some
So
sort and everything.
we really believe now that with us, when we go somewhere, we take our animals with us. Now the cats not so much, and they really don't care.
No,
But a
they're
dog
fine staying home.
definitely is more. I don't know what the word is, but they're more attached to us, I guess. So that would be like taking your kid and going on vacation and leaving your kid at home.
Yeah.
This is the same thing, or putting your kid with somebody else. I'm not, downing people to do that, maybe a little, but he's our family, so why wouldn't we include him on our
Right.
vacation? I mean,
Right.
that's the responsibility we took when we got this dog, is to make him part of our life. So where he goes, where we go, he goes.
And it's important, just like with us wanting to get out of the house after being locked up a lot of the time during the winter,
Yeah,
he does too. He wants to get out.
sure.
And, running around the yard is fine for a little while, but getting them out, getting them around different smells, different areas,
Sure.
and everything, he enjoys it, you
Absolutely.
know.
So for those who don't know, we have a Chinese crested Chihuahua mix. Okay, he's a powder puff, crested. So he looks. We call him the Muppet Dog. He looks like a Muppet. But they get social anxiety. So we want to make sure that he comes along with us and is part of our family.
Yeah.
So that's why we do all our vacations with him in mind.
And one thing to remember, because just like with us, as you're taking them on the ride with you, you know, you got to stop and go to the bathroom. So do they.
Yeah.
You got to stop every so often and let them go to the bathroom. We've got to eat when we're on the road. Whether we stop and buy a hamburger or something or whatever, you got to eat while you're out and about if you're going a long ride for
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
while. And you got to remember that you got to pack for them water.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pack for them maybe a snack. If you're
Sure.
going to eat potato chips in the car, maybe they want a dog treat or something
Absolutely.
in the car.
Absolutely.
Or when you stop to eat, have a little bag or something of food. Just pack some dog food in a baggie.
Yep.
If you know it's coming around your supper time, it's their supper time too.
Yeah.
And they need to
Absolutely.
eat as well.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if they get a little anxious in the car, there's certain things that you can do to calm them down, whether it's bringing like a favorite blanket from home to cover them up in
Yeah.
while they're in the car and everything. And crank your window down when you stop. They like
Sniffies.
sticking their head
They like their
out the
sniffies.
window and sniffing around.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
just a baby.
So yeah, I mean, we do that. I think when we pack our snacks, because when you're going on a road trip, you need road trip snacks. We make sure that we include what he likes.
There's that little compartment when I got my Jeep. There's that little compartment on the dashboard you thought you were going to use
Yeah.
to put Danny snacks in, and it's pretty much become the dog snack area. We have like a baggie with some milk bones and stuff like
Yeah.
that in it and everything.
Plus, he nibbles some of our stuff too.
Well, of course it does, because he's got to make sure what we're eating is safe for us to be eating as well.
Absolutely.
All righty, Dan. So, you know, we need to now maybe take a look at, a positive insight of having your pet with you and taking them with you when you're on the road and everything.
Yeah. Well, one thing, traveling with pets really encourages us to live in the moment, and seeing the world through their eyes brings so much joy. So, they live for the here and now, and they get so excited, and that transmutes over to us, I think, because we want him to be happy, and we get so much joy when he's little tails wagging. Yeah.
or when we're getting ready to go anywhere and he's up on his hind legs waving his
Oh,
paws
his
in the
paws
air
go like
out of
1,000 miles an
excitement
hour.
and
Yeah.
everything. Oh my. Uh but yeah, taking him even just like you were saying earlier, taking him just even down to the marina, which isn't that far from us,
Yeah.
but as he gets out and he's able to run around, and then he gets over in the grass and he's sniffing here and he's sniffing here and he all over the place.
Mhm.
And maybe a duck makes a noise or something, and we got to stop and look.
Yeah. Yeah.
or when we're telling him, here comes the boat, here comes the boat,
Mm-hmm.
because we've caught them a couple of times. Not last year, we didn't.
No, they were
weren't.
sneaky last
Yeah,
year.
they were coming like up in the middle of the night. But
Can you imagine if you lived your life like a dog? Like they do live for the moment.
they do.
They love fiercely. They show their emotions. They're not afraid of being who they are, and they're not afraid of throwing love on their pet parents. And if we could just live our lives with the gratitude a dog has, this world would be a much better place.
The gratitude and the love that a dog has. I mean, how many times? Well, even when we were working or going to doctor's appointments or whatever, they can't go with you,
Right, right.
and so you're locking them up, and then you come home, and what's the first thing they
Oh,
do?
they get so
They
excited.
still come to you. They still come all excited, tail wagging, barking, and everything,
Mhm.
because the love is
Absolutely.
unconditional with them,
Yes.
and it's just something that I can't.
I don't even get that from you.
I feed you, but I can't even understand that from these people that get a pet. And, that's it.
Yeah.
And they either drop it off somewhere because they're
It
tired
makes
of
me
it or
that
whatever.
annoys me more than anything.
I mean, these animals, they're not with us for a long time, and so the time that they are a part of your life, make it a nice, enjoyable one.
Absolutely.
Make it
And
a
if you
nice,
can't, you're
enjoyable
just a dick. Sorry. If you take an animal, even if your
being
intentions are
kind.
good, and you drop it off somewhere, you are pond scum. I was at a client's house, and getting her to sign some paperwork, and she was telling me that somebody dropped off 3 husky puppy dogs because they live way out in the middle of nowhere, and she said that's kind of a drop off point, and it was after Christmas. So she assumed they got these puppies for Christmas, maybe, and or whatever, and they started to mature a little bit, get in that chewing stage, and out they kicked them. I mean, it's cold, and I
Yeah.
know they're used to cold or whatever, but there's also highways. There's also they could get into poison, and you are a piece of shit if you take an animal and you just drop it off somewhere.
Exactly.
I have no
Exactly.
time or use for people that do this to an animal. None.
I mean, and if you don't want it, take it to an animal shelter.
Yeah.
Preferably a no-kill shelter, somewhere where they're going to look for someone that may give this animal a home.
Right. Right.
Don't
So,
just take it out in the middle of nowhere
when
and
you
drop
get
it.
an animal, I don't know if people don't realize or what, but it's like you're bringing a baby into the home.
Yeah.
You can't just up and dump it. They have feelings too. They feel. They have emotions. They get attached to you and they love you. And then all of a sudden you just take them out and you drop them off somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you drive away and you don't even know if they're going to live or not.
Well, let's take, for example, what happened to us a couple years ago. Somebody dropped a black kitten off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they dropped it specifically at our house, if they just dropped it off and the kitten made its way to
Yeah.
our house or what. But, I couldn't see leaving that
No.
poor thing out there in the wintertime.
No.
That's horrible.
Right.
So we wound up bringing it in the house and then taking it to the
He died in surgery. Yeah.
taking
so
it to the
sad.
vet, and something happened there during surgery, and yeah. But even you know, I know
There needs to
I have
be
no time for people that do
right.
that to an animal.
No, me neither. And laws aren't stiff enough for that kind of stuff.
And again, if you have an animal that you either decided you can't take care of or whatever, take it to the Humane Society animal shelter where it's a no-kill animal shelter, and they will try to find
Well,
this
and
animal a
even
good
before
home.
you do that, make sure you research whatever breed you're getting and know how their personality, what their traits are going to be. Are they going to be chewers? And all puppies are going to chew. I mean, babies chew, right? So you got to understand that there's going to be those transitional periods where things aren't going to be very easy. And you got to remember that they're an animal. They don't comprehend things exactly the way we do.
No.
So you can't bring them into your house and expect them to conform like a human.
Well, and if you are going to bring them in the house, bring them into your life, whatever, remember, no matter how busy we all seem to think our life is, they need their attention as well.
Absolutely.
You have to pay attention to these animals. They are a part of your life the minute you bring them in the house. Pet them, love them, talk to them, give them treats.
Yep.
They enjoy treats. Our cats run to the kitchen when they know it's treat time.
They know what treat time is. They're lining up before they have like an internal clock.
They move the minute you get off the couch, and before you've even said the word treats.
Yeah.
The cats are in the kitchen, the dog's picking his head up, looking around and everything. So we want to hear from you, the listener. Share us some of your pet stories. Do you take your pets in the car with you? And if you do, how is it going for you? Do they enjoy the ride? Are you enjoying the moment with them on the ride? And, we'll be reading some of your messages here in future episodes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just to recap, we talked about planning amazing road trips, taking care of our pets, and finding joy in every moment. So next episode, we'll be diving into some specific pet-friendly destinations and sharing some of those stories that anybody would,
Yeah, and you can
send us.
email us at joywithoutjustification@gmail.com, and even check out our YouTube channel. We have a variety of, some of our past road trip videos.
Yeah.
We have videos of spending time with our pets and on there, and we even do daily positive affirmation videos in the mornings. So with that, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube and Facebook. And you can do that by searching for Joy Without Justification. Your support means the world to us.
Yes. Thanks for joining us today, and everyone have a great day.
That's it. Take care, everyone. Go out, enjoy life, enjoy time with your furry friends, and peace out.